I love your Jordans.
Thank you.
You look very fresh today. Even though I have a feeling you're tired, Miss Delta.
Oh, do I have on a Delta?
You do.
T-shirt.
Do you have any news for me?
Sadly, no.
Oh, okay.
But as you can see,
I was like very excited for you.
I have stepped up my game.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you can just show people better than you can tell them.
Right. What do they say? Dress for the job you want, not for the job you have.
Exactly.
Okay, so I had this theory.
Uh-oh.
I'm like, how come Delta hasn't responded? I'm like, maybe they're just playing the long game and they're brilliant in marketing and they're just letting us talk about them all day long.
That is smart.
Brilliant.
That is very smart.
So
actually.
We see you. I'm not mad at you. I love you.
No, we're not mad at you.
We'll never be mad at you. But we're ready. I think you're ready.
Yeah, and I feel like
I say we're just because I'm like grandfathered into this.
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
No, you will be a part of this in some way.
Okay.
Because you have helped me. You have supported me in my efforts to make this happen.
You look very cute.
Thank you.
I'm feeling it. I got my Dodger dunks.
I see.
So we're a little kind of matchy today.
Yeah, well, you know, I had to be comfortable. Your party was epic.
Thank you.
Like, what in the world? Like, hi, I'm Cynthia.
I'm Crystal. This is Humble Brag.
Humble brag.
Humble Brag.
Oh, I have tea.
Once a housewife.
Always a housewife. Can we say that again for the people in the back?
Humble Brag.
Humble brag. Brag with us. Okay, first of all, I don't really feel that great today, and I almost canceled.
I know I could tell you were a little under the weather.
I was struggling.
Okay,
but
was it worth it?
Pulled myself together, and I came. And was it worth it? Was it worth it? No, I'm actually not wearing my diamond necklace that I got at your party. Okay, so I tried to act normal, but it became very clear. No. Okay, there's a couple of things that happened at the party. First of all,
okay, I love the aftermath.
You were the host, so you couldn't see everything.
I saw nothing.
Okay, well, first of all, I felt super famous at your party. Like your guests kept coming up to me going, "Oh my God, are you Cynthia from Humble Brag? Are you Cynthia Bailey? That's Crystal's co-host from Humble Brag." I was listening to Humble Brag on my way to the party. We are freaking rock stars from Humble Brag. Like, I do a lot of stuff, but I've never felt more seen.
Okay, wow.
Appreciated. And literally, like, I was walking around like, hey, I'm Cynthia from Humble Brag. Put some respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, people were like super.
They're pumped.
Like, they were recapping shows with me. Like, one of your guests, she was like, can I give you like you guys some ideas of like some other things that we want to hear about? I was well, we're not DJs taking requests like for songs, but okay.
Wait,
what
who
are
was telling you?
It was the lady next to me. I want to say she was seated next to me. Is it Christine?
Oh, Christine Chu.
Christine.
You know where Christine's from?
Yes.
She's a star of Bling Empire.
Bling Empire.
Yes.
She is amazing.
Yes.
Huge fan
of the show. She's also an old
show.
friend of mine, but yeah, she's awesome.
Huge fan. She was like, I think you guys should talk about like the aftermath of Ozempic. You guys should talk about the Illuminati. I was like,
oh yeah.
Whoa.
There was a little. I jumped in to where I heard the word Illuminati at dinner.
You did, and you left us hanging because I felt like there was a story, but I'm almost
Jennifer
afraid.
Tilly got involved. Ashley Simpson. They were all
okay. 2 minutes on Jennifer Tilly. How much do we love Jennifer Tilly? She's like, this is my favorite podcast. You guys are helping me like navigate my way through being on Beverly Hills at this point.
I think it's very specific to her. This particular podcast. It's like she's living it.
Yeah.
And
she's amazing.
We're speaking out loud to what's in her head. Yeah, so you heard about that. What else? When you walk in, and what's your experience?
Well, I walk in and I'm like, okay,
you came
so chic.
On time.
I did come on time because I know the rules.
My on time.
You're on time.
Yes.
Not before. It started at 6 and I couldn't get there before 6:20. So I got there perfectly at 6:30.
I love it.
I wanted to get there for 6:25, but traffic would not let me be great.
Well, that's great.
So,
traffic made you perfectly on time.
It's like
for a cocktail party. Not at 6 o'clock was on dinner. I said 6 to 7:30 is cocktails. 7:30 we sit down.
Yes.
And you came perfect time.
Yes. You couldn't have looked more stunning.
Thank you.
Like, seriously.
Thank you.
You looked hot.
Thank you.
And I felt like I was a little underdressed. This is my first Crystal holiday party extravaganza.
Well, you've been to my house when it's 99% of the time, it's uber casual.
Yeah.
But holidays, always people like to dress up. And then I think when people started hearing about the guest list, they themselves.
Everyone stepped it up.
They stepped it up more. Like I stepped up because I'm the host.
Yeah, of course.
But if I went to someone's home for a holiday party, I wouldn't have worn so fancy.
Yeah.
I probably would have worn like, our velvet suit that we always wear, our Aunt Taylor.
No, lesson learned. But I will say, again, I really had to scrape myself out of the bed to come.
Beautiful.
So I was like, can I just get
You don't
these
need to
jeans
because
on?
you're the star.
Well,
when you're the star, you can.
I had no idea that my fans would be waiting for me when I got there. I was like, what is this? But amazing.
Okay, you walk in. And
I walk in. Everyone's like so nice. Like everyone's like, you have great friends.
Thank
Like
you.
I got to really reevaluate my friendships in 2025 because you got some good ass friends.
Good friends.
Like your friends are like, oh my God, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so and I do this and that and we love Crystal and we love Humble Brag. So now we love you. And if there's anything I could ever do to help you, I'm like,
everyone's a boss in that room.
No, like, but you're so unassuming. Like you don't really paint the picture right. Like you're like, yeah, I'm having a Christmas party. I walk outside and it's like these beautiful candles, like how many candles were on that table? 20,000
A lot. They were actually
candles?
real crystals.
Yeah. Well, of course they were.
And they rose above the table about 4 feet tall, full of candles. And like hundreds. I mean, it was 3 8-foot tables together. And I think there was like 200 roses and hydrangea.
I mean, it was like breathtaking.
It was. I wanted it to be super elegant. I thought about I love to think about tablescapes. It's like one of my favorite things to do. I thought holiday, I'll do red and gold, right? It's like standard. But I was like, you know what? Like my house is always like that color scheme in my home is very kind of rose gold and, So I was like, I'm just going to do something super elegant, timeless. And I'm like, let's just go black and white. I love black and white.
It was so chic. In my Dorit voice, it was just so chic. And like you said, timeless and beautiful.
Thank you.
And then when you made the reference about like being inspired by Oprah, like I really felt like the party was definitely Oprah approved. First of all, I'm gonna speak for Oprah. She approved that party.
Oh my God.
She approved that party because it was flawless. It was flawless.
Thank
and
you.
I felt like at one point I thought she might actually walk out. Like I'm not even kidding. I was like, is Oprah here? Let me find out Oprah is here hiding behind the Christmas tree.
Wait.
Like,
okay, now I have to get Oprah.
We have to have Oprah on the podcast. Like
100%.
at this point.
Wait, now I'm like, wow, I have so much spinning in my head. Like that's crazy. That's
you're
my
like
next one.
The Chinese version of Oprah.
Okay, that's what I want to be.
You did that last night.
Thank you. That's my dream is to be a Chinese
your
Oprah.
speech, you were so poised, so gracious. Like I felt like, I know I'm like older than you, but like, and I know we're like kind of like sisters at this point, but I really felt like a proud auntie. I was like, look at my flower just up there blooming.
So
you just were, I mean, the food, like every detail. How involved were you? And like did
Very
you
involved.
figure out like what we're gonna eat? Like, or did you just kind of say, hey, just make me be great? Like,
no. I'm very involved. Very involved. This is what I do. At the end of the day, like I want to be Oprah, but I think before
we all want to be Oprah, by the way.
we all want to be Oprah. And I'll reference why the Oprah, the Oprah thing. But, before I did the show, I went to culinary school. I don't think people know that. I went to French culinary school.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. So food is, I do a lot of cooking videos and stuff, but I'm not doing it just for fun. It's really my passion.
Yes.
And I went to school for it. And I really did it just for fun at the time. But I've always my mom has always been a hostess. Our house was always the place where the kids went, parties, just always an open door policy. And that's how my house is now. And, I've just always wanted to elevate it, but do it last night was not, okay. My shtick is elevated on a budget. Last night was not.
That was not a budget last night.
No, I had no budget.
I left with a diamond necklace, I don't know if it was cashmere. It felt like a cashmere robe.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of skincare products. I left with a pickleball paddle that was like
a $200 paddle.
Yeah, it was a fancy one.
Yeah, it's a fancy one because it was a Disney like collab.
Yeah,
yeah.
A gorgeous bottle of red wine. I had all kind of skincare, but I feel like there was something else big that I had other than my diamond necklace. It was a lot. Like there were diamonds on the table.
Yes.
Like I sit down and there's like a gorgeous diamond necklace sitting in front of actually Christine, and I was like, did I get in the wrong chair? Should I be sitting in front of this necklace? Like what is this?
I know. Well, everybody was okay. So we'll set the table. So the table was a mirrored table, and I did these plush black chairs.
Yes, you did.
And, the candles were insane. Like, it was just so much.
Beautiful.
And my florist, Travis, I've been working for years. With him, I said, my design idea is just black and white over the top. Go for it. And he really went for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I walked outside, like, what have you done? I'm like, this is crazy. And he's like, anything for you. And then he hand glued individual orchids on, that was there
I
on the,
saw that.
yeah,
I
on
was
the
trying
crystal.
to figure out all night. I was like, how are these orchids sticking
Yes,
on here like
he hand
this?
glued them up there. He was there for 6 hours installing that. Okay. And black plates, which I don't normally love. I don't know. I like to eat on white plates, but we're outside. So I thought it was okay. And then gold plated flatware.
Oh, monogrammed napkins
yes.
with our names on it.
Yes.
Spelled correctly.
That's
by
right.
the way.
On linen. Yes.
On linen.
That was a good touch.
I took was I supposed to take
Yes,
the
you were.
napkin?
That's
Okay, I
yours.
took the napkin.
Of course.
I took like everything that felt like it
you
was
took
like
the plates. You took
okay. Have you guys heard of LAL?
LAL is laser assisted lipo, and the results from LAL are incredible. I've been looking at before and afters from Sono Bello, and these women look incredible.
Our friends at Sono Bello are offering you their best deal. You're now included in their friends and family holiday savings event.
You'll get the same price that Sono Bello family and friends pay, but appointments are limited, so please get on this.
Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. It's a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently.
Wherever your problem areas, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit.
Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello.
Save big during Sono Bello's Friends and Family Fall Savings Event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/humble.
That's Sono, BELLO.com/humble.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house at DraftKings Casino.
With this season's offerings, you'll unwrap everything you wished for, from table games and jackpots to a slot at the top of everyone's list. Jingle Bells Power Reels.
DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits and just a $10 wager. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week.
So sign up with code HUMBLE because the holiday cheer is here, only on DraftKings Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly, 21 and older.
Physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required.
Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos.
I didn't take the plates, but they were nice plates.
They were
I
nice
have to
plates.
say.
They were nice plates.
I can always swing by your house later and pick the plates up.
They're still there. But all the glassware is mine. I own all that.
Wow.
I told you I have so much stuff for a party. The plates were not mine, but because I only own white plates. But the glassware I own. And so Takari is a diamond brand. They were actually, first couple years of The Bachelor was Harry Winston. And then Takari took over as the ring.
Okay.
So they kind of became very famous, but they're an LA-based company.
Okay.
And Nadine, one of the owners, is a mom at one of the local schools. Like, we're just kind of known each other in that world. And I had mentioned the dinner party, and she's like, and I said,
can I bring some diamonds?
That's right. I'm like, let's bring diamonds and let's make it kind of a sparkle thing. So she put out what seemed like $500,000 of diamonds on the table. But I was like, my whole dream is, and this is actually Rob, and I told this story, in my speech last night, but when I used to watch Oprah, 99% of the planet, and she did My Favorite Things every year.
Yes, love.
And everyone died to get there. And you're like, you get a car and you get all these things. And and Rob said to me, why don't you start doing that online? This was 20 years ago. I'm like, who's going to listen to me? And, fast forward, that's what Mr. Beast does, right? He starts giving me money and whatever.
Yes.
By the way, I have a story about Mr. Beast, which is crazy.
Okay.
So
I'll remind you.
I was like, oh my God, how fun. And ever since I did the show, people send us free stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I just, there's only how many faces I have, so much makeup you can get, so much skincare. So it's really like nice to give it away to my friends and family because they
Yes.
appreciate it
Oh, for
so
sure.
much.
For sure.
And I really just, by the time I give it all away, like they replenish it, it just keeps going.
Oh, yeah.
So I had just said, oh my God, it'd be so amazing to like give my friends some diamonds this year.
Hello, friend.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to
Yes.
make sure it's a very curated group of my girlfriends who will appreciate it. And we went over the list and we're like, just like whoever you want.
All right, let's talk about the list. It was how many women? It was like 20 people?
28.
Okay, so let's
I gave away
roll down
28
the list.
diamond necklaces.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? I know when I
That's
hear
insane.
it. I know it's a little insane, but
So the people that everyone would know, let's talk about like the Bravo people because
the Bravo,
they
okay.
always get excited about that.
Kristen Takeman.
Yep, Kristen, love her.
Who-
I knew her for years and her husband
really?
in New York long before Housewives.
They're so lovely.
So amazing.
Yeah, they're like real normal people. That's why
Totally.
we connect.
Yes.
She's like, I found someone who has like a normal life.
No,
like
she's
me.
part of our village. She is totally part of our village.
By the way, she's obsessed with Humble Brag.
Totally. She kept talking to me about
Yes,
it. I
and
was
she
like,
said,
wow.
I almost got in the car, but I heard that you have rules about what time to show up.
From Humble Brag, you
Yes.
made that very clear.
So I'm like, wow, everyone knows exactly what time.
And she gives me on time. I feel like she would have gotten there a little early.
She
if
was the second
didn't-
person.
Yeah,
Yes, and she
She's on
actually
time.
tried to hold herself back.
I'm telling you, she's
Yeah.
part of our people.
So you missed her, but the first person that came was Ashley Park.
Oh,
So Ashley's in Emily in Paris.
oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Wow,
She's like my
okay.
Asian sister.
Okay.
She came by because she had to go to a Netflix event. So she came for cocktails. So she was there
Okay.
first.
Okay.
She was like, ran into the kitchen, like, do you need help? I'm like, no, you're wearing white. Just go sit in the living room.
Yes.
And then Kristen came in. Who else? Tamra.
Yep. Tamra looked gorgeous.
I was just going to say, what the hell?
She
Her
cleans
face-
up well.
Whoa.
Like, I've just never seen her like super dressed up, I guess. I don't know.
You know what's so interesting?
She looked beautiful.
She looked so beautiful. Every picture I have,
Yeah.
she looks perfect. Her skin looked perfect. But it's interesting. She seems so demure,
So mindful.
mindful. She was very
demure
very
and mindful
soft
last
all
night.
night.
She was
She had this
totally soft.
I think maybe it's her outfit. She also we both wore Rebecca Valance dresses. So like puffy sleeve, very
Yeah.
feminine.
very
But
classy.
but she had this very soft, elegant, almost childlike
No, she was
personality last night.
a sweetheart. And that awful surgery thing that she did, it has totally settled in.
Oh my God.
Because at first I was worried. I was like, when she started posting, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, too much.
I don't know if this is,
But I guess
gonna be
that's the
interesting to
normal, because she
see.
posted minutes after.
yeah.
So I think
Well.
that's what it was. It was so jarring. She looks perfect.
After seeing her last night, I'm like, where do I sign
I
up?
know.
She
I
looked
know.
stunning.
Yeah. So she looked amazing. Who else was there?
Oh, Heather
My
DeBro, another fan of,
I
Humble
know.
brag.
She's the best. Heather's super supportive.
she's so supportive.
Yeah. She's a good girl.
She's always like in the comments, we read those comments.
I know.
And she's always right there.
I actually have a couple that I was going to bring up today.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Good questions. So Heather was there.
There's
Heather
somebody else.
has very great etiquette.
Yes.
She called me in the
She's
morning
a very
of
classy girl.
to chat if there anything, if I needed anything.
Yep.
She texted me that night and texted me this morning. She has
Wow.
all the she's the person writes the handwritten card.
Yeah.
She's like that girl.
She's very classy.
Yeah, I love that.
Paula Abdul was there.
Paula Abdul, who's a super Bravo fan. So if you want
I
to
didn't even know that.
yeah, Paula's a super fan. So we met Paula a couple of years ago, and she and Rob connected because her music video had that Chester Cat animated character.
The one straight up?
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
used
she
to
and
know the
Dr. Rob-
routine to that. Like
I
I
will.
actually learned it.
Icon.
And I thought about maybe doing it
What?
with her last night,
Oh my
but I thought
I was like, what?
not the time and place. But I made it very clear that I was a fan, and I have a photo that I will be posting with Paula Abdul.
Okay, as you should.
Yes.
Yes, tag me. I want to see it.
I will.
But so my brother and Eunice came.
Yeah, who I met.
Yes.
I feel like, is that the first time I met your brother? I hear about him all
No,
the time.
he took her photos
when?
at his studio.
That was your brother. That's right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
That was
now-
a whirlwind day.
So then I sat next to Eunice.
Yes.
Who is amazing.
Yeah, she looks like a little doll.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh. She was so sweet. And
Yeah.
then she was like, finally I put it together that she was engaged to your brother.
Yes.
And this is the same brother that helped us with the original stuff.
the photos and stuff.
Yes. Okay. It all made sense. But he's amazing.
Yeah. Thank
Got a
you.
chance to really talk to him. And I'm completely obsessed with her.
Thank you. Well, you're part of the family. So she's
I invited myself to their wedding.
Great.
They said they weren't really having like a big wedding. They told me they just went to the courthouse or whatever, and they were going to have something.
Look, my hands are starting to dip into it, so it might get bigger.
I have a feeling it might.
And I think there'll be multiple.
They gotta
Asia.
Yes. As beautiful as the setup was last night, all they had to do was show up with the priest or whatever. Like they could have gotten married last night in your backyard.
It looked like a wedding.
Really that gorgeous.
Thank you. So no, it's so funny. I was standing with them and Paula, and my brother makes some comment about a music video, and she's like, "Yeah," smiling. I go, "Does someone make a comment every time?" She goes, "Yeah, pretty much." Like everyone makes a comment. I'm like, I totally get it. But I would say if anyone made a comment to me about how beautiful someone was, it was Paula.
Wow.
She looked amazing.
She did.
She has such a youthful, she
looks the same.
She looks the same.
But better.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Older and better.
Yeah. MJ was there.
MJ was there. I love MJ. She wants to come on the show, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we'll bring her. MJ's so funny. She brought me almost
a money tree.
A money tree.
Because somehow I ended up
a big plant.
Talking to her, and she was trying to figure out how to get the money tree in the house. And I was like, maybe after the party.
Yeah, they brought it in.
She said it was a big tree.
It was a big tree.
I love it. We need that money tree in here.
Yeah, it could be our decor.
I know.
It could be our decor. Oh, Natalie, Nick's wife.
Yes.
Vile.
That was my first time meeting Natalie.
So sweet.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to really talk to her, but.
Okay. Well, she was talking to someone else the whole night.
Who?
So that was.
Oh.
She was talking to Scheana.
Scheana from the Mexican dinner we went to.
That's your reference.
Well,
Scheana's on the
Vanderbilt. Mexican food. Yummy
yes,
Mexican
we were at
food.
Casa Vega.
Yeah.
LA iconic restaurant.
So good.
So Scheana has had issues with Nick and Natalie.
Why?
Because apparently on Nick's show, on his podcast, they're very hard on Scheana based on what Scheana,
Okay.
And I said, you have to understand that they are reviewing you based on the show.
Right.
And me on Housewives.
How was Scheana on the show? She was so sweet at dinner. Like, is she like a turn up on the show?
Who, Scheana?
Yeah.
I don't watch Vanderpump.
Yeah.
But the point is that like everyone who has judgments about me on Housewives, it's not really a full picture of me.
Snippets.
So as painful as it is, they're only judging the 8 minutes you're on per episode.
True.
That's all they have to go on. So during the dinner, I was just making sure Scheana was okay. I was very intentional about their seating. Seating is a big deal to me. I go on Instagram, I see who's following who's being followed by who, and I make sure everyone is touching someone that either they're being followed by or follow. So that means I know you're good because no one hate follows. Okay? Seating is very important.
Oh, wow. You did all of that?
You don't just randomly sit people. No, you have to like connect people for a reason.
I did not know that.
Yes, I put you next to Eunice because you're like, she's my family, you're my family. And then I put you next to Christine because I know that you guys would, and then I had you cross Ashley Simpson.
And we do follow each other. I think we did a women's empowerment business boss thing together during like a Zoom thing during COVID together.
Yes, so you both follow each other.
Yeah, she made me want to seriously step my game up after she talked about all the things that she had going on. I was like, whoa.
Christine
she's a beast.
She's the real deal.
I was like, okay.
She is the real deal. She just got back from Morocco last week. The woman is head to toe couture all day long.
I saw.
Yeah. She's crazy. Just nuts.
Yeah.
In the best of ways.
Yeah.
We went to Japan together, and I spent more money on the 2 days I was with her than I did the entire trip. It's like
I'm sure. She looks, and she actually smelled expensive. Because I was sitting right next to her. I was like, I'm sitting next to some money.
Yeah, there's wealth. There was a lot of wealth in that.
There was a lot of wealth.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely left feeling like, I got to work harder.
But
I don't know how I got in this room, but I got a lot of work to do.
Girl, I'm telling you, though, is that you're right in there.
Yeah.
You are right in there.
That was my initiation into like.
But I'm saying you don't walk.
Richness.
I know you're not walking out of there like being on the low. Like you are in the middle of those women. I'm telling you. But everybody in there works really hard.
And I love that.
Whether they work hard as a mom, an entrepreneur, I just love everybody. Everyone has something to say. Everyone's really interested in people. That's like my world. Like I like you if not only you are interesting, but you're actually interested in other things. That makes you interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you're just sitting there like you're only talking about yourself, that means you're not interested in others. And I'm like, there's only so much to hear about you.
For sure.
You know? So I love women and men that are constantly trying to be better in their lives. Interested in the world, worldly people.
Well, I will say, like, I've been around rich people before, but you're rich people. Like, you've curated, like, just a very nice group of rich people who are really wealthy, but they're, like, really
down to
nice and down to earth. And, like, you forget that they're rich because they're just so, like, down to earth. And they're like,
well, I think one of the things is that why you and I connected was that while we appreciate
because
so many
I'm not
people,
rich.
no, shut it. While we appreciate so many people in our lives, we have seen the people that really support not just us but other people, and who are a little bit shady about that.
Yeah,
everyone sitting at that table last night is willing to help you,
and that is what I saw, and that's what I loved.
Good.
And I really felt like I didn't even have to ask for anything. Like, I mean, I was just kind of like just taking it all in, to be honest. And when I tell you, at least 6 or 7 people came up to me and was like, introduced themselves and was like, if I can in any way, this is what I do. And if you ever need this, like, I think I ordered sheets last night from the sheet lady. And
from Peachkins.
Yeah.
So they created the...
That's how I met you originally, at that event.
Yes, from Anya.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Anya was like,
whatever
do you need more sheets? Who doesn't need more sheets?
I know.
I was like, yes, I need more sheets. So I put in a sheet
She's the one
order.
that brought the pickleball rackets for us, which was kind of random. But I'm like, Cynthia's a pickleball queen now.
I only played it once, actually in a scene rather, for the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I played with Portia. And I was like surprisingly good. It was the first time. I was like a natural.
Maybe you have a new ambassadorship.
Yeah.
I mean, this is happening.
I was really, listen, like, and now I have my own personal pickleball. Is it a paddle? We got a racket.
You have your own paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you have that.
I'm official.
Did you like your diamonds?
I did. I almost wore them today, but I didn't want them to overshadow my shirt.
One brand at a time. One brand at a time.
It was a good group. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I had a lot of fun.
And women, I'm very into women empowerment.
Yes, you are.
And that's another reason why I love you, because, we as women, we work really hard, but we also like helping, like supporting each other.
Yes.
And that is something that I really admire about you. And you don't mind, you're not a gatekeeper. You
no, I'm not.
20 badass bitches in a room and be like, talk,
Y'all
figure it out.
Yes, I am
figure
not
out how
a
you can be great.
A gatekeeper is one of my biggest pet peeves in women.
Yeah, I hate that.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like separate,
don't
share. Like I'll connect you, but then they never will. But it's like, why are we all in the same room? Don't show up. Don't invite me then if you're not actually connecting us. And I do understand there's a feeling of like when someone brings you together, they can feel a little bit of FOMO if it's like right away. But there is a point you have to let go. Yeah. It's like if I introduce you to someone 7 years ago, you cannot own them anymore. Exactly. Like it's been a minute. Enough. I would say 2-3 times together. That's how you start.
Yeah.
But then you got to just let people, if they vibe, that's what happens. Like let them go, let them be free, let them be besties. And that's good karma. That's karma points.
Absolutely.
On your life,
And it's just good to like, when you help people, like I just think universally that stuff just comes back to you. It's just a good thing to like, what is it to you to put somebody beside someone who
some people feel like they lose out. Some people feel
that's
like
just being greedy.
Of course.
And
that's
selfish.
Yes, it's insecurity. But talking about karma, MJ wanted a lot of credit last night because she, just like you assisted in me and Jeff Lewis coming together.
Yes.
Mortal enemies.
Yes.
And now we're in love.
I know. But wait.
But
I was just on Jeff's podcast and someone else was taking the credit for putting you and Jeff together.
Okay. Let's talk about
Tracy Tudor?
Let's talk about it. We got to talk about it.
Okay. Set the record straight.
Okay, hold on. Tracy's also part of it.
Okay. How big a part?
Okay. So Tracy was first in the attempt because she called him at BravoCon.
Oh.
The day it happened.
Oh,
where he went off.
Okay. Okay.
That is when he apologized to me, but I went after him on, like, I didn't go after him. I accepted his apology with a lot of shade on the carpet. So we were not settled. We were not in a good place.
Okay.
It was very like,
okay, but there was an apology before I intervened.
There was an apology.
Got it.
But what you did was actually, you forced us together.
Right.
In which we have bloomed into being husband and wife now.
Basically married with like 10 kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she kind of like rustled up, and then
she kicked it off. She was like the appetizer, and then I was the entree and the dessert and the cocktails after.
Yes, I
sealed the deal.
You sealed the deal.
Okay.
Now I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Now
you guys are like
whatever. Yeah. You did that.
Yeah. Okay.
So MJ, did she tell you? Was she taking credit?
No.
Last night.
No.
Okay. So I know that Scheana from Vanderpump and Natalie Vile have beef. So that's a thing because of the show. And so, again, with my seating chart, I intentionally put them on the same side. So they don't have to even look at each other. That's how you do it.
Yes.
People think you're opposite, but then you have to like have an eye line.
Exactly.
You always
you don't want to see them.
Right. Your enemy on the same side of the table.
Yeah. And thank you for not inviting any of my enemies, by the way. I didn't realize that you took all of that into consideration.
Yes.
Such a gracious host.
Thank you. I'm going to get a lot of shit today for people who are not invited, but I don't think they realize why.
Okay.
Because I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable.
Right.
But I did not know the depths of their thing, of their art. Like, I didn't really realize that.
Went.
Yeah. I just thought it was kind of a like surface thing. I don't know. But I could feel from Scheana it was much bigger. Scheana's side. Because Scheana's not talking about them. They're talking about Scheana.
Got it. Yep.
So I was like, okay, they're going to separate. And then Scheana came in very frazzled because I didn't have Valet.
Right.
That's the thing. We'll talk about Valet. But I see her, MJ, and Natalie at the front door literally talking the whole night. And I'm very uncomfortable for them because I'm thinking, like, how do they get out of this? How do they whatever?
Right.
So MJ, we go to dinner. So they were probably talking at least 30, 40 minutes. That's what my perception. It could be 1 minute. I have no idea. But MJ's like, oh, like, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. I was like, okay.
And I feel like she has fixer energy. MJ feels like she can come in and pay attention to everything that's going on and be that person to say, oh, there's an issue. And I'm going to go
I agree.
fix
I think
it.
MJ is a really good friend.
Yeah.
She wants people to heal.
I think so. She's a healer.
She is. She's not a divisive person at all.
No. She wants peace. I choose peace personally.
Yes.
It doesn't always work out for me, but I choose it.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is very like, she works hard to bring people together. I can see that, which I love.
Yeah, I love that energy about her.
It's very kind.
Yeah.
So she seemed like very excited. She was like, I'm going to do this. I'm like, okay. So I went up to Scheana because I think she was still frazzled. I'm like, are you okay? Like, is everything? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
She looked beautiful.
She did. She
like
glams
stunning.
up.
I was like,
she glams up.
I was like, those ladies really pulled themselves together because
she came from Disneyland.
I mean, no shade, but I was like, I had dinner with her. She was stunning then, but she walked in and I was like,
who is that?
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then Tamara, I see her on her pod and, you know, they're usually like super cash. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen Tamara look better.
People
like, I can't
looked
say
supermodel
how
last
beautiful
night.
she looked. Yeah, no, it was like a bunch of supermodels running around.
It was great.
It was totally a bunch of supermodels running around.
It's a very good looking group. That's how I choose my friends. If you're good looking, you're my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the
great
the levels.
Group. Yes.
So I said, are you okay? She goes, yeah. I'm like, are you okay with Natalie? And she's like, yeah, we talked and we're best friends now.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
I know. So I
love
feel
that.
like MJ got her. She was so happy. She's like, they're best friends. But then Sheena's like, well, let's see how they talk about me on the podcast. And I said, look, girl, they're judging you based on the show.
Yep.
Just remember that. She goes, I know, but I feel like I don't get a fair chance. And I said, but this is why nights like this are important. I'm glad you didn't shy away from talking to her. Because then you would have had more negative feelings to her. You saw her, didn't talk to her. That's going to be your memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you're going to go home. You had a true sit down with her for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a different understanding of her.
Yeah.
And she said they bonded over, they both have a lot of anxiety and postpartum. I'm like, these are real issues. Like, you know, judging someone on a reality show is not that important.
Yeah.
But she said they really connected on like being a mom. And I was like, I love that. That was really great.
Yeah, she needs to let that go.
Yeah.
Okay, because like it's really like for me, like when I see people, you know, we meet all the other Bravo people or either just people on TV, when I meet them in person, like I can, I have my own idea of what they're like, just from watching them on TV. But when I meet them in person is what sticks with me.
Right.
Like,
That's
I'm
right.
like, in person, they were like
Yes.
this. Like, I don't care what they're like on the show.
Totally. I think everyone
So-
walked away last night liking each other.
Yeah.
And that was really important. Okay, the valet thing. Did you have a problem? Oh, you Ubered.
No, I Ubered.
Okay.
I've been to your house a few times, and I just felt like Uber was just the way to go, just in case I wanted to drink. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Which
live in the
normally
hills.
do, but
Bel Air, people don't know, it's like in the hills, like Beverly Hills, Bel Air. It's like they're all hills.
yeah.
And I have so many parties in my house, anything under like 20. I mean, we had a little more than 20. I don't do valet because it gets jammed up. But some of the women were like very, very frazzled last night.
They were looking for that valet.
Yes, they were very upset.
They're like, I have to park my car
Yeah,
myself.
I was
What
like,
the
just
hell?
fucking walk 3 houses. But it's hilly. It's fine. I have 140 people coming to my house tomorrow. So
And you guys have coyotes in those hills,
Everywhere.
because when I spent the night, and I
Oh, you
didn't
heard
even
it?
talk to you about this, like all night long, I was like, who are these children outside the window crying? They sound like kids, like
They're-
crying. And I was like, wait, it's like,
they found an animal. When they scream like that.
yeah, they were like, woo.
Yes, they're killing an
woo.
animal.
I was like, what is happening?
You thought they were kids.
Yeah, I was like, who is being murdered next door?
Yeah, they're
And
coyotes.
I was like, it's coyotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not why I didn't have valet, because the coyotes aren't going to attack the valet people.
No. That was just a random thing
But
that I
yeah,
just
they're
wanted
not like
to
they're not
point
like
out.
valet, like they're not excited about the valet.
Yeah.
But I did for 140 people hire a team tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they will be coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes. And you're welcome to come, but you don't have to come tomorrow.
Are there going to be more free diamonds and
No, I can't afford
cashmere
140
robes
people.
and personalized napkins? And I mean, I think last night was the one for me.
Yeah, last night was the one. I think I only invite you. It's only up from here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night will be fabulous. Rob's working on a Broadway musical. We're going to do a big showpiece, a showcase thing.
Oh, nice.
So, but no, there won't be. Well, I do actually have gifts for everybody. I did buy gifts.
Oh,
Yes.
like
But
what?
I did. Okay.
What kind of gifts?
The show is based on the book and film Thorough My Concubine, which is an old Chinese like opera.
Okay.
And I always like a little parting gift, just like
Of course,
a little touch.
obviously.
I do. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like 140, like that's expensive. As you heard in my speech last night, I promised Rob I won't spend any more money on a party this holiday season, which is a lie. But I got little, the Chinese opera faces. Have you seen pictures of them? So it's like a white face. It's a painted face.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like ceramic, like little things for the table, like gifts for everybody.
Oh, that's cute.
So and then I'll have a little Chinese red envelope. Usually comes money. I'll have like candy and a little red bag so people can take that home.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
You put so much thought into all of this
I
stuff.
love it. It's my favorite thing to do.
All right. I don't know if I can make it, but if there's an extra bag laying around.
How about this? I'll just give you the bag.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the party. I'll just give you the bag.
Yeah. I got to get some sleep. Like I'm hanging on by a thread.
Okay, tell me, was there any drama last night?
No, it was totally drama free.
That's wild.
Like seriously.
Did
it
you
was
drink?
drama. I did not. Well, you know what? I'm not a big red wine fan,
Okay.
but there was so many delicious red wines that
Yeah.
they were doing like a pairing, a tasting, or
Yes.
whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to just taste.
Taste it, yeah.
And I loved, I think I tasted like 3 different ones.
Okay, yeah.
And they were all amazing.
Well, whatever you want, I'll send them to you.
And then I got a free bottle,
Yes.
which I have
So-
to, can I make a confession?
What?
I re-gifted it.
That's fine.
I had a big meeting this morning.
Great. It's a $200 bottle of wine.
I know. And I really was like, it was a good meeting. I was like, you know what?
That's a boss
don't
move.
want to have to like travel with this wine, and I didn't feel like I would be able to drink it.
That's a boss move.
He was very impressed.
I love a regift.
It was a
I'll
good
tell
one.
you,
And I
people-
even told him, I was like, this is for me, but kind of from Crystal. Like, she had an
I love a
amazing party.
regift.
Like,
Yeah.
I own the regiftness of it all. Like, I
You
didn't
don't have
want
to.
him to like
Because,
find
by the
out on
way,
the back end.
You're not going to drink it. Traveling with the bottle is
just couldn't do it.
difficult. And someone else is going to really love it.
Yes. Yes.
So, like, I'm all about a regift. I think people look down on it. I think that you have to be careful with what a regift is, right? Like,
Yeah.
like if it
I
had
didn't
your,
realize it was a $200.
now, are you upset? I'll send you whatever.
It was
you want.
$200.
Yes.
It was a 200. Oh, I may have to call him.
I have
Can I get that
more.
bottle of wine back? I thought it was like.
No, I'm going to take you to the winery.
No, I'm just kidding.
So
Yeah.
it's Costa Brown in Sonoma. And I was like, you know what? I thought it'd be fun. Because
So delicious.
I always do the same, right? I'm a big cocktail drinker. But I thought it's the holidays and we should do like something like a wine pairing. And Chef Ali has cooked for me in the
It was
past. How good was that
amazing.
food?
It was amazing.
He's insane.
You know what my favorite thing was? It was the dessert. And I actually ate it with Zoe, your daughter.
Yeah,
It was like
she
a
told
pear.
me.
It was like a pear, like I guess an Asian pear.
Yes.
And it was like some kind of like ice cream thing, but it was like at first I thought it was like shaved ice, but it was not shaved ice. It was like some kind of like
Like a floss.
sugary,
Yeah.
hairy, not hairy, but like
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, it
Yeah.
was
It's almost
don't even know
like
what
a
it
cotton
was.
candy. So what they
there
do
you go,
is,
like
yeah.
a cotton candy,
Yeah,
but
it's like fairy.
slivers.
In England, they call it fairy floss. Yes.
I
and
killed
so
it.
Good, right?
I couldn't figure out the pear, but I ate the other thing.
It was a
good.
poached Asian pear.
It was good. I took a photo.
Yeah.
Actually, I showed my boo in Amsterdam, and he was like, I showed him the table setting because it was just so flawless. And he was like, babe, this was a nice party.
I
Like
love
he was
it.
very impressed. He was
I love it.
did it taste good? Because it just looks all very expensive. I was like, child, it was expensive and it actually tasted good. And then you had caviar appetizers
Yes, I
on
did.
the potato.
That's right.
Which is what I love.
Always. You got to start caviar at the beginning.
It was
Because you're
so
not
good.
drunk yet. You can really taste it and remember what you
Yeah.
ate. Caviar always comes out
It's
first.
so good. I had 3. I wanted 8.
Yes.
But I only took 3.
You could have taken 8. Get as
Yeah.
much as you want, honey.
It was so
Whatever you
good.
want. Whatever
Yeah.
you want. But no, I had fun. And my dream and plan is to host. I always host parties, but like start leveling up these kinds of parties and really giving away major stuff. I mean, really,
I
like
think you could do it.
Oprah myself out.
Yeah.
Like go hard. Like, you get an Aspen house and you get an Aspen house. I want to go.
Hello.
I want to balls to the wall gifting to where people are like, oh my God, like I gotta get to Crystal's party. And then I was like, oh, it would be so fun to like have like a listener come to the dinner and
I
get
can't
all
believe
the
you said
gifts.
that. Like, I was thinking the same thing. Like, honestly.
Really?
Like, a fan would have freaked out last
Freaked
night. It
out.
was so much fun. And I
Okay.
think we should consider that.
Okay.
I actually have a birthday coming up in February. And since I won't be going on my Egypt trip that no one signed up for, I had to figure out something else to
Okay.
do. So I think
I'm gonna
I'm
put it
going
together.
to.
Should we do a birthday dinner?
Oh, well, I was. Well, I
Oh, you
mean,
want a birthday trip?
Well, okay. wait a
Okay,
minute.
sorry. Tell me what you're thinking.
taking
I'm
me-
getting ahead of myself.
Slow down, Oprah.
Okay.
Slow down. Okay.
A birthday trip.
I was going to say that I was just going to have something on the rooftop at the hotel, the Godfrey that I always stay in, but it seems like you have a bigger vision for this birthday.
I have a very big vision. But by the way,
Maybe I can do a couple of parties. Like, I don't know.
we can do
Maybe
multiple.
you can practice any of your hosting.
Okay, great.
right.
I have a lot of ideas. I know that you stayed the Godfrey. I listened to you on Jeff the other day.
Yes. And he's so crazy. Like, he starts like talking about like the actual rates and stuff. I'm like,
The
Jeff,
way he heckles you is
he
ridiculous.
like drags my ass.
Yeah, he
only
does.
wants me to come just to drag me every single time.
It's so funny.
And I wasn't even feeling that well. Like, I literally was like, I'm going to sit here and say nothing. And then like he just triggered me and activated me. And it was
so
just,
funny.
I don't even know if anyone else got a word in.
Well, I'm
but-
going on a show tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yes, I'm going to bring him some wine.
Good.
So he leaves me alone.
Right.
Not diamonds, though. Not diamonds.
No, you'll have a good time. He loves you. And he loves, you know what? Oh, can we just talk about, this is going off topic. Just really, really quick, because you said Jeff. When I went to BravoFest in Miami.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about BravoFest. We
Okay,
talked about
I
my
need 2 minutes
party.
on this because
This
is a
is
huge
20 minutes of a
this
holiday
is a
party.
huge humble brag for me.
Oh,
Yes. When I tell you, like, I'm in housewife mode. I'm there because it's like BravoFest,
Atlanta.
right? Yeah, representing for Atlanta, coming back, official friend of season 16. So I'm all in that mode. I'm not even thinking about humble brag,
Yeah.
actually, or Jeff Show, to be honest, in that moment. And when I tell you, the amount of people that came up to me and said that they listened to humble brag was
really?
crazy. I was like, wait, what? But it just kept happening.
I
And they
love it.
also, I met a bunch of chumps too.
Love
They're
it.
like, oh my God, we love you and Crystal on Jeff's show. You guys should be on there more often. He should like just have you guys on there every day. And oh my God, humble brag is the best. And we had one complaint.
Oh, what's the complaint?
We had one humble brag complaint.
Okay.
And she was very nice about it.
Okay.
Everyone else was like, we can listen to you
By the way,
guys forever.
I love a complaint.
Okay, so here's our one complaint.
Okay.
one amazing humble brag fan, and she's probably listening. And I told you, I'm talking to the humble brag fan now, that I was going to tell Crystal and we would consider this complaint. She said that she loves the show.
Yes.
She listens to it every day. I mean, every Monday or whatever. She said the only critique that she had
what are you going to say?
is that it might be too long.
Oh.
Our podcast is like 90 minutes or something, right?
Yeah.
And most podcasts are like 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes.
I'm happy to 45, but you won't stop talking.
I know.
So what am I
It's not
supposed to
possible.
do? So right now we're done with the podcast. Bye. At this rate, we should be done. Okay.
I know. We
talked about one party.
Yeah. We don't. It's not enough time. So, but she said, I don't care what you guys do. Like, I'm going to listen anyway. But I just wanted to give you guys that one critique. So
okay.
I told her I would take it back to the team, which is us. And we're not going to.
Which is me. Thank you, ma'am. I would be happy for that to happen.
We're too long-winded and we have too much to say.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean,
it's not.
We had to go through like 20-something plus women. Like, it's just too many things. We haven't even started.
Like we didn't even start the podcast.
I know.
We're doing, this is all backstory.
Yeah, this is the prelogue to our podcast this week. We have so many topics. I mean, I think maybe, you know what she could do? You know what she could do? She can listen to it on like double speed. So they were like, okay, so like you can double speed. I listen to Audible like that. So I think that will be helpful. So you go from 90 minutes to 45 and that settles it.
Yeah.
And you still get all the content. We just don't talk as slow.
Well, it made me think, like, is it too long? But I don't think it is. I don't think it's possible for us to do it any shorter.
It's kind of irrelevant for you to even consider it because we can't.
We couldn't do it. If you had a gun to our head, we couldn't do this podcast in 30 minutes.
No.
Like, we're still we're getting comfortable. It takes us, it's like a massage.
I know, my leg just came up. Right when you said that, I was like, okay, we're at the halfway point here. Like,
we need to warm up 30 minutes before we get into everything.
Like, we have to hype each other up for a minute. Okay,
but
so
it was good.
We wrapped up the party. Everything, more diamonds and more
diamonds
Valet.
and caviar and
Valet. Those are my things.
Yep.
Okay.
It was good.
And so happy. We'll do another one next week.
You should. And I really think that this is your space. This is your space. You make it so effortless. Again, you're so giving with just putting like a bomb-ass group of people together.
Thank you.
And they're actually nice people. Like, it's fun because I get like a little anxiety. Like, I'm like a shy person on TV. Like, I know like when I have to like turn it on, I know how to do it. But like, I've been in rooms and I recently was in one with you, but I'm not going to say whose party it was, where it can be a little overwhelming. And sometimes I just feel like uncomfortable and like almost like, I don't want to say I don't feel like I belong. I just feel like I don't know these people. I don't know if
you don't feel like in.
I don't feel like if they want me to come up and start a conversation with them. Like, I don't feel, the energy doesn't feel inviting. Like, hey, let's just, let me just walk up to this person and say, hey, I'm Cynthia and whatever. I don't know. Like, it just kind of, it's not always a room that you feel like welcomed in.
I get it. I get that. And that takes time. And I think I know what party you're referencing. And you said after, you're like, everybody in the room. Yeah. And there was like 300 people. Like, I walk in there, I know. But like, I've been into rooms where I don't know a person and I'm like, I want to be in the corner. And and it's funny because people think I'm quiet and shy, but I'm not. I am super outgoing. But I can totally understand.
But we can shut down though. If the energy is not inviting.
That's right.
Like,
Yes, I will shut down. And in fact, sometimes I'll leave.
Yeah.
If I don't feel comfortable. But I knew last night you would be very comfortable. I knew you'd know half the people there.
I was the last person to leave.
I know.
I was sick. So I was
and you were talking about Delta when I left.
I was talking about Delta last night? Shit, what did I say about Delta?
With Christy. She called me today. She's going to reach out today.
Wait.
She's like, I'm determined.
Oh my God. Okay. Somebody else said they wanted to help with that too.
No,
like, it's like a whole movement.
She thinks it's so funny. She's like, if they don't give you a deal, like something's wrong. Like, I'm going to get you a deal. Like, okay, great, whatever.
All right, it makes me want to take my jacket off now. Okay, I'm going to leave it on. Okay, you guys can see
why
that
I'm
representing. No, I just wanted to make it, like, you just got me excited about the whole Delta thing. Okay. Even Jeff was like, so what's up with Delta? Like, what are we trying to get? Like, what are we trying to do? It's like, it's the whole
We're trying
thing.
to do everything.
I know. It's like,
we're trying to
we'll catch
move.
up. He must have dinner with us, by the way.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
So we have to figure that
Okay,
out.
I want to
at
know
some
about
point.
Bravo, not Con, Bravo.
BravoFest.
Fest.
Yes.
Okay.
And I guess they're not calling it BravoCon because it was really like a smaller, more intimate version of like BravoCon because all too well it's like usually like super huge and all that stuff.
Bravo Con is insane.
Yeah, completely.
It's so exhausting.
Yes.
They work you to the bone.
Yes.
It's so fun though. I mean, the fans are just like unbelievable.
No, for sure.
And
for sure.
so kind and just like you literally feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
Like you feel like the Rolling Stones walking through those
No,
halls.
it's the best.
It's the best.
It's the best. And then we also get an opportunity to see all the other Bravo celebrities.
Yes.
Because it's like we're all on TV
Yes.
together, but we don't see each other.
No, you
all
like
the
don't really
time.
know each other.
I mean,
But
unless we come to
BravoFest
one
would
of your events.
Yes.
Then we get to see a few. But
But I think BravoFest, what's good about it is because it's curated and smaller.
it is.
That's a lot less pressure for you.
Yes.
And I'm sure the ticket price is a lot less too.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know how much those tickets
Because
cost.
BravoCon is like thousands of dollars.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
People-
Wait. So how much? So like $1,000 to get into BravoCon?
I think at
$1,500?
the basic 1 day thing. Yeah, it's very expensive.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But it's a very expensive thing to put on. Right? So I think BravoFest is they put them in different cities and it's just a lot smaller. It's more local. And I think it's better. I think it's more intimate.
No, it was totally more intimate. And what I loved was whenever I would do meet and greets or whatever, I would even remember someone from the last, station they moved me from because they would come to the next meet and greet because I would be with someone different. And I was like, I just saw you 5 minutes ago. Let's take this photo again. So it was like, you really felt like you really could connect. Because
So what was the drama there? What was like the big hits that came out of yours?
Oh, well, I got in trouble with your girlfriend.
Ooh. Who's my girlfriend?
Chanel. I know. And I didn't, I apologize.
I can't believe we haven't even talked about this.
I know, because I haven't seen you. Like, we talked about it on the phone, but I think I mentioned it to you. She was so mad at me.
She called me.
Oh,
she was
Lord.
really sad.
Okay, I know. And okay, let me just say, because I
I
wanted
will say
to.
this, and we really haven't talked about this.
All right.
It surprised me. Well, why don't you set it up? Because I'm going to tell you what surprised me why you said her.
Okay. All right. So we're at BravoFest, and of course, like, Andy's playing these games. And of course, they're super, super, super shady,
games.
Right? Like, no one's going to win with these games. Like, at one point, he even put up, like, all of my exes, and Portia had to say which one she would marry, shag, and kill.
Oh, so the game in which you wanted to play but have no idea how to play.
Yeah, that game. That I tried to play with Luann. And I couldn't get it.
So now you know how to play it.
Well, I definitely figured it out then because I was like, wait a minute. Like, I'm like a friend. How am I even? I thought I was off limits to these shady games, but no, I wasn't. So anyway, so we're there. I'm seated next to Phaedra. And what happened was Chanel and Phaedra have like a little beef.
Okay.
Because apparently, according to Phaedra, Chanel was asked a shady question at BravoCon.
Okay.
And
God,
the question was,
back to shady BravoCon.
The shade is real. So apparently Chanel was asked who is the worst dressed housewife in the whole franchise or something crazy.
Did she say Phaedra?
And she said Phaedra.
Don't say Phaedra. You're going to die.
If you don't want the smoke, don't bring the smoke.
You're just like, I want to die today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Phaedra. Like you don't do that.
Like basically you just put a gun to your head.
Oh, yeah.
So Phaedra is a Scorpio. I gave birth to a Scorpio. Yeah. So let me tell you about Scorpios, okay? They're going to get their lick back. They're never going to, they will never forget that you said something crazy to them.
That stinger will sting forever.
And they're going to get you. It may take 100 years, but they are going to get their lick back, okay? So this was the perfect opportunity for Phaedra, I guess, to get her lick back. And, I'm there just representing Atlanta. I'm just going with my team. Whoever we're saying, I'm just laughing. Is it just the 3 of
you sitting there?
Yes.
Okay. And Portia's asked about your exes. Yep. And then what's the question if it was to Portia?
So the question is,
to Phaedra, why are you in trouble?
Because we all had to answer together. Like who are we going to say? Kind of thing.
It was a collective. It was like a family feud question.
Yes. Like who are we going with?
Oh, shit.
So the question was, who is the most annoying housewife?
Yes,
and
that's what she said.
The collective answer, once
there's so many more annoying ones too,
was our beautiful friend.
So did Phaedra say Chanel?
Yes.
And then you guys are like, okay, fine.
Yes.
Because you're on. I will say what I get is that you're on the spot, because Andy treats it like a live show.
Yeah, of course.
So you can't pause. There's no pausing.
No, we have to say someone.
Yes, you're like moving.
And at this point, I'm thinking, and the first thing I thought of was like, if you're a housewife and you've been to these Bravo cons, which we all have, we all get asked those shady questions.
Yes.
No one really wants to answer. No one just wanted to come for Chanel. It's
That's
like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're like, shit, we got to say somebody. Or like, whatever.
Yeah.
And I always think like, we have a thick skin because it's like, unless you just say something horrible, like,
Right.
it's like, I would love, please, you know what the shit I've been called as a housewife
I know.
for over a decade.
But
it would be an honor to be called annoying.
I know, but it's not like it was multiple choice. It was just like, pick anyone. And then you just came up with the name.
Anyway,
so
I painfully
you
said it
and
with
after
everyone.
you said it, did you think that it was?
I didn't think anything of it because I just thought this is like, I honestly was like, okay, this was
BravoFest,
just
who
silly.
cares?
And, this is the silly stuff that we do.
Okay, so what happened?
I got a text from Chanel. That's what happened. So I was like, and I was like, oh my God. I felt so bad because she was like, oh, I've always been really nice to you. We like whatever, just a really kind text. I don't want to say verbatim what the text was, but her feelings
And you
were
apologized.
hurt. And I apologized. I said, listen, I am sorry. We were just playing around and, I adore you. You are like, okay, if anything, you're annoyingly fabulous. Okay. Like you
say that.
Well,
You did not say annoying.
Somebody's like, oh my God, you're so pretty. You're so annoying. Oh my God, you're so fabulous. You're so annoying. Like, you're so great. You're so annoying.
Pretty and annoying are not the same things, though. Annoying and fabulous are all the same. But you're trying to be nice. I get it. But they don't work together, my friend.
Yeah, I don't think she accepted it. So this is where I may need you.
I made it.
When she finally comes, like, I don't know when she's coming. Huh?
She messaged me. I talked to her about it.
What did she say?
Because this is the part. This is what I was going to reference before.
I'm sorry, Chanel, and I already apologized. I apologized on the red carpet. I apologized via text, and now this is my third apology.
Yes.
What, three is a charm? The third?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? You have apologized.
I've apologized. I am sorry. I would never intentionally try to hurt your feelings. We were just playing a dumb game, and I know
that you didn't come up with the name.
No,
it wasn't your thing. So she was like, "I'm surprised." What surprised me about when I saw that was the first time we sat down to do this, I had said my closest person was Chanel.
Yes.
So I was, because you never said she's annoying.
No. I think
so
she's
I
great.
was like, yeah, because we were positive.
Like, I think she's perfect for
That's what I
TV.
told her.
Like, she's great.
I said it sounded like it was some collective answer and that it was, because she said Phaedra and her have beef.
Yeah.
So I said it was probably Phaedra, and she's like, I know, but it's, and I think.
But at the same time, though, Crystal, if you can throw it out there, you got to be like, listen, I said this, and of course she's gonna feel some kind of way. So then this came back to me, and it's just like a thing, and I don't think it's really personal.
It's a sensitive time. Dubai is on pause,
and I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that.
That's what it was. I think.
Okay,
but she's not on the new season of Traitors, so I'm not that mad at her.
Okay, well then there you go.
Yeah, I don't feel that bad.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, she's like, that's like the top show.
Yeah.
So anyway.
And I'm sure she's going to kill it on Traitors.
Yeah, she will. Oh, see, that's nice.
Yeah. And no, I think Chanel is great. Like,
she's great.
Like from the moment she popped up on, the scene, the Dubai housewife scene, I was like, this one is a breakout star.
And I'm going to defend you in the term annoying. It's like, I love her because the story I told you is that she's huge personality, big cheerleader.
Huge.
She's everything that I'm not on TV.
Yep.
And some people find that annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Big personalities that come out, that, like if you're quiet, some people love that. Some people think it's boring.
Right, exactly.
So it's like you get all sides of it.
Right.
You just got to take it
So
all.
you're going to be boring or annoying.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
If you are basic and they call it basic. If you're like, not doing the most. If you're not doing the most, you are boring. And if you are doing the most, you're annoying. So
yes.
This is what it is.
Okay, so I did see some pictures from Miami that went viral with you.
Ooh.
You're the viral queen. Tell me.
Well,
I know you know what I'm talking about.
Get this. What? The Jamie Foxx pictures?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, how did we forget about that? Okay.
I didn't forget about it.
So, after Watch What Happens Live, we were starving. So, it was like, all right, let's go to Prime 112.
And this is you.
This is me, Portia, and Phaedra.
Okay, so you three really.
Because we were the three representing Atlanta.
But you really, you guys are really together. You're friends. You stick together.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
No, we're good. I came on season 3 with Phaedra.
Okay.
Like, we were never super close, but we are good.
Yeah.
I went to see her on Dancing with the Stars, where she did a great job. Like, we We have become very, very good friends.
Great.
And Portia, we've had our ups and downs, but like, love Portia. Like, I was just with her at my girlfriend's 50th in New York before I came here.
I love that the three of you guys are
I laugh. And like, if you want to laugh, hang out with those two crazy ones. They are insane. So there was I was not going. This is why I'm sick. It's their problem. It's their fault that I'm sick, actually, because once I realized I was going to be there with them, it was very clear that I was not going to get any rest because they were like, we are turning up the whole time. So speaking of turning up, we end up at Prime 112 and we're like, we walk in and Jamie Foxx is there with his daughter, actually, and some of his guy friends, and they're there with their daughters.
So fun.
And at first I didn't even notice them. Like, I saw like one friend of his, like, it was like, hey, and I was like, oh, hey, how are you, Dave? And I gave him a hug. And I wanted to go to the ladies' room to, just wash my hands and stuff because we had been like, out and about the whole time. So anyway, so Phaedra comes in and she was like, Jamie's out there. And I was like, she's like, Jamie Foxx. He was like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even see him. So we go back out and we're like, hey, everybody.
And you guys all know each other?
Well, I don't know Jamie, but I've seen him, whenever I see him out, he's always like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Okay, so you have,
like,
so
we
there's
each
connection.
other. Like, TV people know each other, but we don't know each other.
Yeah.
But we know that we are somebody on TV.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay.
So it's like that kind of like respect. Like,
yeah.
I
You're
would,
under the
if
same
I wasn't,
umbrella.
okay, I will say this. If I wasn't with Phaedra and Portia, I don't know if I would have rolled up on them and been like, hey, Jamie, I'm Cynthia from Housewife.
Right.
But anytime I see him, he's always super nice. So anyway, we roll up to their table. We're waiting to be, sat at our table. And there's like a huge seafood tower and they got all this food and everything. And we were hungry. So he's like, what are you guys doing? Yeah, sit down, have some, have
Hell
some.
Yeah,
Have
love a
some
free
lobster.
dinner. Love a free
and some
lobster.
oysters. And you only have to tell me once. I sat right down. And got busy, and it's like, yeah, you get whatever you want to drink, whatever. Long story short, I don't even know if they officially invited us for dinner,
but you ate dinner.
But we ate. We stayed until the end with them. Jamie ended up taking over the music.
I saw some singing,
and we were doing like karaoke,
yeah.
and it just was a whole thing.
So was your table like totally lit, and the whole restaurant was watching?
We took over the restaurant.
Okay.
We clearly took over the restaurant.
Nice.
It was like a whole thing. Phaedra was twerking. Portia was like singing with the knife. It was like we just called it killer karaoke because she was like she used the sharpest knife to use as a microphone. So it wasn't
really karaoke, you're just singing.
Yeah, it was a lot. She was like sing, and I was like, okay. Like it was nuts. Do you know how to twerk?
I do.
You do not.
I do.
You bitch. You know how to twerk?
It's me, unassuming Crystal who twerks. My friend.
MG.
Gary, his name is DJ Destructo. He does all like EDM festivals. He's a huge DJ. His wife, Anne, is one of my best friends. I go with them to their shows, and they always have these girls who teach twerking.
Okay. Now
these are real stories, you guys. I swear.
I believe you.
And I go on stage with them, and
You go on stage?
And I twerk with them. Yes, I do.
Who the fuck are you?
I literally am dressed like a nerd in J. Crew, and I twerk on stage.
Like, you are not the person that hosted the Oprah dinner last night. Like, okay.
I'm a chameleon.
Crystal.
I am a chameleon. I think this, that.
Honey, you are like, I have never met anyone like you. Like, you don't even look like you can twerk.
Did you not see me get down on my knees at the Abbey?
You did. And we didn't even get to the Abbey. We didn't even get to that.
I was all the way down on the ground.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
Okay, but
you complimented my knees.
Yes, they're strong knees. Knees still work. But wait a minute. Okay, so I'm obsessed with, like, I have gotten dragged a few times and gone viral a few times for
what?
For twerking.
Dragged because you're not good at it?
Yeah, basically.
No.
And
you gotta take lessons.
The tools. I have the butt.
Yeah, you do.
But I can't get it to.
Unlike Shane.
Yeah. And oh my God, I got in trouble. He called me out.
You get in trouble.
I got in trouble for saying that he didn't have bat.
This problem is this podcast is getting very insider. We have to explain, naming things, whatever. Yeah, Shane is on Jeff Lewis.
Yes.
You got in trouble
on this show
because you said he has no back.
You guys were living your best lives in Dallas, partying.
Yes.
And Shane was twerking to Baby Got Back.
Yes.
And I said, well, Shane doesn't have much back.
Yes.
Like to whatever. Well,
he for like a cute little white guy, he does.
He actually does. Well, he showed me he had his booty jeans on yesterday
Yeah,
because I've
yeah,
never really
yeah.
noticed his butt was really like that.
Oh no, it's like
bootylicious.
a little ball.
It's a cute little ball.
Cute little ball.
So I had to
Like a Georgia
apologize.
peach.
I'm on an apology tour at this point. Like I have put my foot in my mouth. I am apologizing to any and everyone in 2024 that I have offended in some way.
Why do you struggle with the twerk?
Because I just can't first of all, I can't do it. I can't do it without like a chair. Like I have to brace myself.
I was going to
on
say,
something.
okay, that's okay.
Yeah. And I have on jeans, like I would show you, but I have to have something loose on.
Okay.
Because I really can't twerk with anything tight on.
Okay. But if you have a chair, can you twerk?
I think so. As a matter of fact, I did it someone asked me to twerk at BravoFest.
Okay.
And for some reason, I haven't seen the footage of it. It hasn't. Maybe they're saving it. Because I did a good job because I had on something that was loose that allowed the butt to move properly.
Right, like it kind of rolled.
It was like,
like
boom,
a wave.
boom,
Yeah,
boom.
I love that.
I got applause. So
See,
I think I did a good job.
I don't have, my butt won't like wave up and down. Like it won't.
All I want.
Y'all in that booth over there. It doesn't, I like when it rolls.
Like
like it rolls
boom,
like that.
boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah. Mine is like.
Okay, it's like, but I feel like if you had on a sundress, like all I want to do is put you in a sundress. No, because you need it to be loose. Well, not a sundress, but something that, leggings, something where your butt is able to move. Be free.
Freedom.
If it's confined and tight.
Like, no.
It's like trying to, like right now, these jeans are tight. It's like me trying to twerk
Yeah, you
in
couldn't
a
even
Spanx.
bend. Yeah, you couldn't bend.
No, well, my knees are gone. So that's half of it, which is why I need the chair.
I understand.
That's like totally
Your
like
knees
a
are
knee surgery that needs to happen. Yeah.
Okay, we gotta get that sponsorship.
No, I'm a mess.
Everyone
on Atlanta can twerk.
Oh yeah, I'm
really good.
I'm sure.
Like really, really good.
Okay, got it. So it's just not that's not your thing.
No, it is my thing. It is my thing.
But why do you get dragged then?
Because they feel like it's not my thing, but they
don't appreciate your
early
twerk.
on where I wasn't that good, but I've come a long way.
Okay, got it.
So I'm always constantly trying to redeem myself.
Got it. Right.
So I thought it happened at BravoFest, but for some reason I didn't see it online yet.
Okay.
So I feel like there may be an opportunity for me here. Well, I want to go with you to the twerk place that you go to.
I go to their shows and the girls are always there and they're like, Crystal! And then we just like get up and then they'll just like, we'll just twerk.
So can I go with you and twerk with them?
You can go anywhere
and
with
redeem
me.
myself and do a TikTok twerking?
Yes.
So I can lay this to rest?
Yes. And they are dressed like
what?
Sexy.
Oh shit.
Because they're like the dancers for the show.
Right. Okay.
So
but I bet the butts are loose, so you can really see the twerkness of it all.
Like literally, it's like they're two different entities, each butt cheek.
Yeah, it's like two balls.
Like this, yeah, up and down
and, like,
rolling.
Down.
Yeah,
it's like juggling.
Like juggling.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mine is less I have a butt though. I have a body. Like I have.
No, you have a little butt.
I have a body. Yeah. I have like meat on me. So we need to remind everybody because I saw a lot of comments. We are not a recap show.
We are not.
We are not
a recap show for Housewives.
Yeah, it's not our thing.
No,
but we're just going to talk about things that we see out there, and I wanted to talk about what I've been reading a lot. I assume this last 2 weeks of the episodes, it's all about the Kyle and Dorit relationship.
Yes.
Have you been seeing that?
I've been seeing it online.
Okay, what do you see?
I've been seeing clips on my Instagram, just Kyle and Dorit going back and forth. Just trying to figure out
their friendship. Yeah, okay.
If they can get past it or whatever. Yeah.
So it looks to me like Dorit has been upset. I think I read something where Dorit was upset or she said something like, she used to be part of Kyle's inner circle and noticed that she wasn't anymore.
Right.
And I actually have this issue with a lot of people in my life. I think that Dorit thinks that Kyle is closer to her than Dorit is closer to Kyle.
Right.
Yep. Kyle is Dorit's inner circle because Dorit has a very, very small friend group. Kyle has a much bigger friend group. So Dorit is in one of the rings on the outer rings.
Yeah.
Still good friends. So their expectations of each other are
Dorit
are
is
different.
Not as close to Kyle as she thinks that she is. Like,
correct.
You know what? What? Okay.
Yes,
it's
that's
almost
correct.
like, okay, because I've had friends where someone will say, "Oh my God, Cynthia, I was at so and so and I met your best friend." And I'm like,
Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
"Who?" And they would say this person's name, and I'd be like, "Oh, okay, that's my friend, but I wouldn't say she's my best friend. I know this person."
It's like what you said
So-
to me last week, and you said blah blah blah. Said, "Oh, I was just texting with Crystal," and I said,
Who is this?
And I
Right.
looked, and
Yeah.
then she texted me that week.
Yeah.
And the last text was 2 years ago.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Different people have different interpretations of what the friendship is.
Bingo. That's it.
Right? And I think
Yes.
maybe that's what's happening. For
Correct.
Sure. Okay, got it.
So I know a lot of Kyle's friends, and she has a very tight group.
Mm-hmm.
She has a crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then she knows a lot of people. Like my first season, I was in Aspen, and I ended up going to Kyle's house because we had mutual friends. And we spent New Year's together. And she has a whole other group. Dorit, I can't speak to her friend group. I don't know. But yes, that's exactly what it is. I think Dorit has always seen Kyle as one of her best friends. And I think Dorit to Kyle is just a good friend. So when you expect someone, like if I have a certain level of expectation from you than I do an acquaintance.
Yep.
But I also have a different expectation of my best friend that I grew up with than
Right.
you.
Right. Right.
And you will have something different from me. So I actually think that it's like they're comparing their friendship, but that are on a different plane.
Right. Right.
If that makes sense.
It's like levels in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like levels.
Yes. And I think the only way for them to, I think they seem to be fighting a lot every episode. It looks like they're fighting, whatever. I think they have to address that because they're actually going to always be on different planes.
Right.
And if they finally come to terms that, like, you know what, like, I love you, but we're not that close.
Right.
Like, Dorit needs to hear that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that she knows it.
Yeah.
And I do know that Kyle feels that way.
Yeah.
I actually do know that.
Yeah.
So, not to say that she doesn't love her.
Right.
But if you're expecting someone to be your sister, your best friend, and they're thinking, oh, she's like, why does she expect that from me?
Right.
You're always going to be disappointed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
I think that's an important conversation to have.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, it's very hard, but I think it's clearly necessary because I don't want to see them go through this the entire season.
But I think they will. But I don't know, actually. They were at Kathy's together.
Yeah.
So
I did
they
read
seem to
that.
be fine.
I didn't see them there. I think we had left already, but
I saw they came in after we left.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they came with Erica. So I think all is fine.
I think it's, especially if you, like, were they friends before the show?
No, they met on the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's not like this long friendship before the show.
No. So
Okay.
yeah, if your base is the show, that's also hard.
Yeah, because I feel like that's a separate box.
100%.
Because there's like, I'm not saying that is not your real friend, but like you have your real friends who you've like known for years, you have a lot of history with that
That's
have
right.
nothing to do with your show, which is like your job, basically at the end of the day.
That's right.
Like there's people on Atlanta that I know for a fact that our worlds never would have collided had it not been for the show.
Sure.
Like, I don't think we would have organically become friends or met or even been in the same circles if it wasn't for the show.
Right.
So once we connect on the show, it's like we are friends on the show, but a lot of that friendship is because we work together and we see each other all the time. So we hang out together all the time. I mean, I love the ladies that I've had like organic connections with, but again, I don't think I would have been like in, Home Goods and, hung out with,
but
like
also
naturally I've met them.
I think the show creates barriers to have that deeply rooted friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you're best friends on the show, and there's always like every show has like the duo that are best friends.
Mm-hmm.
While I do believe that they are friends, there is an alliance and there's a safety because the show is so toxic.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think that they'd be friends off camera? No. And do they hang out off camera? Do people hang off camera? Of course, because it's like you need an outlet because of the show.
Right.
But I think if, like, let's say everyone stops, like the show's over, right? these people are not best friends anymore.
Right.
They're
Well, you know
friends.
what? Interestingly enough, when I left Atlanta, I was very curious to see
Mm.
who on the show,
Mhm.
who were still on the show, who were still housewives, how my friendship continued with them.
Yeah.
I was very curious to see if they still made an effort to be around me, because it's easy to be around people you work with because you're at work, and
Right.
it's super easy to just go grab dinner or drink after a scene.
Right.
But now it would take effort because now I'm not around
That's right.
as much.
No, it's like you have to really want to see them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, I have to say, pretty much all of the ladies kept in touch with me when I
Right.
left the show.
Was there anyone that was shady about you or not?
No, I wouldn't say shady, but I think what happens when you go from being, and you haven't experienced this, when you go from being a housewife to a friend, like there's like a certain like when you're a housewife, some of the ladies feel more
Yeah,
like,
top.
yeah,
Yeah, you're the
like I'm
queen.
a housewife.
Yeah.
And then a friend for a long time, and until Kathy, the Kathy Hiltons of the world changed that perception,
Yeah.
was less than, or looked at as less than,
Right.
just within that circle. You know what
By
I
the way,
mean?
I do believe Kathy's the one that changed it.
She
You're right.
totally changed it.
You're totally
I'm
right
like,
about that.
if this is good enough for Kathy Hilton, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And
100%.
this is actually my choice of how I
Yeah.
want to be a part of this still.
And if it's good enough for
Yeah.
if it's good enough for Jennifer Tilly,
Hello.
it's good enough for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now the perception has changed. Thank you so much, Kathy. But there was a time when people, when the ladies would look at the friend like, oh, well, she's just a friend.
Well, there's that famous, I feel famous, whatever just happened a couple weeks ago, but Emily from Orange County yelled at Alexis, like, you're just a friend. Like, no one cares about you.
Yes.
I was like, well, they showed it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Like, I never looked down on a friend who was on this show, but
Me
there
either.
is a different expectation
Absolutely
of engagement.
Oh,
with
for
them.
sure. For sure. For
you
sure.
know, there's like, I don't need to fight with you so hard because
Right.
that's not your job contract. It's
Right.
not my job contract, right?
Right. It was funny because last night at your party, Jennifer was saying that when she first started filming, because she came on as Sutton's friend, right? That she would go to the scene, and then I guess Sutton would have scenes with, different ladies, and she would just kind of be there like, okay. And then she would want to go over and they're like, no. She's doing a scene. She's like, all right,
Okay.
well, what am I supposed to be doing? Like, I should just stand here?
Yeah.
Like,
And that must be really weird for an actor.
so she had to figure all of that out, how to, because they don't care if she just talks to someone that's not a housewife on the show, because then they're not going to show that because it's not part of the
not
story.
the show. Yeah.
So she had me laughing, just saying how it was like kind of hard for her to try to figure out, or just try to figure out like what to do as a friend.
Garcelle used to tell me that like, she'd be like, when are you going to cut? And I was like, there's no cutting, and that's, I think actors have struggle with that, right? Because it just keeps going.
Yeah.
There's no stop. You can just kind of talk to the cameras if you want. It's, for me, it was just, the whole thing was just bizarre.
Yeah.
But,
it's true. And I think if you come on, like we have an actress, Drew Sidor is an actress. So, and Kim Fields was an actress coming on. I think it's, they're used to showing up to the scene and being like, okay, well, I'm in the scene, so let's do the scene. And then we can go to craft services and then go home.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
It's not how it works. But yeah, like just going back really quickly to the whole friend of it all, it was, and then the friendships within the show. I think your real friends that you meet on the show will show up for you outside of the show if they are your real friends.
Yeah. It's very telling.
So I was waiting. I was like,
very telling.
I got to hear from any of these hoes.
Yeah.
Now that I'm not on the show anymore.
It was, I felt like I knew what was the outcome. It was always the same on the show and off the show for me. So, but I get to dive into, I think for me, I didn't like last night's dinner, right? Like I have all these people that I've met through the Bravo world, and obviously I have other people who are there, but I don't think that I would have felt necessarily, I don't know if I would have invited all those people if I was still on the show.
Why? I
think I always had a foot out the door of like, I'm a little bit of an outsider. I'm a little of the black sheep of Bravo. Like I don't really fit in.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very insular in that world. I only had a handful of people that I would talk to. But there are all these people there last night that I connected with. And like I said, I'm like, I don't know you that well, some of you, but like I want to.
Yeah.
But I would have never felt comfortable saying that if I was still on the show.
Wow.
I know. Is that weird?
Yeah. I feel like you're really becoming so much more comfortable in your own skin since Humble Brag. Like it's,
Yeah.
because everyone's always like, Crystal is off the chain. Like, I was like, you guys have no idea. Like, you guys don't even know what ends up on the editing room floor in Humble Brag. That bitch is crazy. She's lit. Like, I have to keep up with her. Like, trust and believe, I have to keep up with Crystal. And I love that for you because I honestly feel like had you, and this is when I always say God does not make mistakes. Had you gone back to Beverly Hills, we would not be sitting in these chairs doing Humble Brag because I don't think you would have had the time or the energy to focus on this.
100%.
And can I make something clear? Because I don't think we've ever made this clear on the show. Because someone asked me about it, and I'm like, no, this was Crystal's. Like, this was Crystal's baby. Like, you are the reason that I am over here. You were going to do a podcast, and you decided that you wanted someone else to be on the show with you.
Yes.
Another host. And you chose me to be, or asked me to be your partner. And at the time, I wasn't even thinking about a podcast because it did come up like, how did you guys end up getting together? As a matter of fact, I was at my friend's 50th in New York a couple of days ago, and Sanya, who has a podcast with Marlo from Atlanta. We were chatting and you were like, oh my God, congrats on your podcast. And she was like, how did it happen? And I was like explaining to her, and I was like, shit, did we ever explain like how this even happened, how it came to be? But this was Crystal's baby, you guys. And I just helped her. I'm just helping her nurture, feed it, and, make sure it's good. But yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, this
we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would not have happened had you been on the show.
No, and Rob says that every day.
Yeah.
Like you would have found another reason, you would have waited. Like I said, it's the same thing as the dinner party. I don't think I would have allowed myself to be okay with inviting. I don't know why, but I'm happy that I'm here now.
Do you feel like the pod is changing you? Do you feel like it's giving you more confidence? I know we talk about confidence and
what it is?
Being comfortable in our own skin. And
I've always been confident. Actually, the show made me, in a lot of ways, pull back.
Uncomfortable.
I was so uncomfortable all the time. And
because you couldn't be yourself, or you didn't. For some reason, it felt like,
but that's
the more I get to know you, I'm like, I don't even know who you were. And then you watch some of the early episodes of Atlanta. You're like, who the hell is that?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It wasn't me. It was me in an uncomfortable environment, right? That is all me. Nothing was fake. It was just me being very uncomfortable and trying to pretend to be comfortable. It's like going to the parties. It's like, hi, like if you walk in, you don't know anybody, and then suddenly you're supposed to just be like the center of attention. You're like, this is so unnatural for me in this moment. And I had to keep doing it every day, 4 months straight, and with people I've never met before. It was so uncomfortable. And it took a little toll on me emotionally of like, I don't know. I was suddenly like, I used to be so fun and liked and likable and liked everybody. And now I'm like, what's going on? And I think that's the origin of why I wanted to do the podcast, because I was like, I know that when I'm myself with my friends, people are like, oh, you're so fun. You're this and that. You're so comfortable. And I thought it could have been my outlet during that time. But then I think what pulled me back from it was, again, because I wasn't being fake then. I wasn't faking being uncomfortable. I was just uncomfortable.
Right.
And I was like, I can't be two different people on the same day. That would have been weird. So this had to happen when that chapter was closed. So that'll be my humble brag. Just right there.
Yeah.
Whatever the humble brag is in there.
Yeah.
Is, being myself. It's like, they say, yesterday I was saying, oh my God, this is the calm before the storm. That was the storm before the calm for me.
Wow. I love seeing you being comfortable. Like, I love seeing you, like, be who you are. Like, I feel like you were who you were on that show, but I felt like you didn't show all the layers. Like, it was like you held back or something. I don't know. Like, I feel like you're completely, like,
I'm myself now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just like this, like, sitting here physically, this is how I sit.
Yeah.
On the show, the girls would sit on the edge of the chair like this, like, and you'd have to cross your legs. It was all like, I'm a good follower, you know?
Yeah.
So we'd sit like this and we had to sit right on the edge, like on the edge. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I would sit there for like 3 hours, so uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness.
So that is
And drink
indicative of how I felt
hot water
internally.
with lemon in it.
Yes, but like I was internally uncomfortable. It's like a parallel, right? That physicality of that is how I felt inside all the time. Like having to do this and follow everybody and, you know, and I'm like, I couldn't just chill.
Yeah.
I could not just chill. And I don't think any of the girls today would say, we didn't want you to be chill. So that's on me. It's not on them, it's on me.
Yeah.
But I felt the sense to like have to show up in a way that they're showing up. But that's not me, you know? When I want to turn out, like last night, I will. That's who I am.
Right.
When I want to hang out, I will. But I just felt like I had to match energy all the time. That wasn't natural to me. So I was always uncomfortable. So today we're like exhausted. My voice is
So
cracking,
tired. I'm,
whatever.
like,
We can match. I
crawling.
can do whatever I want. I don't feel like I have to be anything else.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It feels amazing. Like when I listen to you talk about your time on the show and I think about my time on the show. And at this point, I did it longer. So I got better at after like 3 or 4 seasons, I didn't give a shit anymore. I was like, this is it. Take me or leave me. Like, it is what it is. But I do remember that feeling of where do I fit in? And it's almost like high school a little bit because it's like, there's only one Regina George.
Yes.
And nobody, there's not 2.
But everyone has a Regina George personality.
Yes. And everyone has the Regina George inside of them. And when you don't have the Regina George inside of you, that's when you start to question yourself. Like, do I belong here? Am I good enough to be here?
Right.
Am I as interesting? Am I as confident? Am I as funny? Whatever it is, you do start to question yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. But I know I'm funny.
No, you're funny as hell, for sure. You're crazy, actually.
I'm crazy.
Yes.
I'm crazy funny, as you would say to Chanel.
Oh, yes. You're annoyingly funny and crazy.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, my humble brag is I feel, we just came off Thanksgiving. I don't know where this is going to play, but I'm just in a season of like, I'm just so thankful that I get to have this be a part of my life, to be a part of this pod, to have a job that I actually have fun doing. Like, the more we do it and the more like successful we become at it, and the more people that come up to me, they're like, we love this. We wish it was, we had another complaint. They wish it was more than 1 day.
Wow.
So I was like, well, okay.
That's
like,
a
I
lot.
just,
That
just
that
feels.
lady that came up to you is like 3 hours away.
I know. I'm like, listen to it like in increments and spread it out throughout the week. But it just feels really, I'm just so thankful to have connected with you. And I know I feel like I'm always giving you your flowers because I just feel like, honestly, we don't do that enough as women.
Yeah.
But I can't thank you enough for allowing me to be a part of your vision for this pod because, at first I got to be honest, like, you're like super, like, I thought you were like super like structured. And like, I was like, oh my God, what are we going to talk about? Like, world leaders? Like, this is going to be whatever. And you're like, you can be like super serious and stuff. I was like, shit, I don't even know if I'm smart enough to be on this thing with her. And I was like, it doesn't sound like it's going to be fun because Crystal, like, I thought you were like, da-da-da, and this, and we have to have, and here are my notes, and whatever. And then I get on here, and you sit down, and
I'm wild.
Cross your little leg, and you're just so comfortable. And we just really talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. There is no structure. We don't even know what this podcast is. Like, it's a hot ass fucking mess. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it.
I love you.
So that's my humble brag. Thank you for thinking of me. The brag is I get to be on the podcast with you. And the humble part of it is thank you for seeing something in me that you felt like I was a good fit.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. We love you all. We're thankful for you all who listen and who comment.
So thankful.
And who are supportive. So, all right.
So you guys keep us going because we had concerns. That first episode, all I did was overtalk Crystal. I was like, shit, this is not going to end well. And you guys were patient.
Yes,
You guys
stuck
were
it
like,
out.
you got Cynthia just shut the fuck up sometimes and let Crystal talk, and Crystal let Cynthia talk and stop saying, I don't even think we say like that much and you
We
know
don't.
that much. Like, we've come a long way.
We really have.
We were in that struggle. We were in the struggle the first 3 episodes.
Yes.
But
We're
you
like at
guys
second
stayed
grade
with
level now.
us, and we appreciate you guys for doing that because we honestly didn't know what we were doing.
No. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
And we love you
Bye.
guys.
If you loved hearing us talk,
We'll be here every Monday, everywhere you listen to your podcast.